Are you cold?
It's chewy. It's a bit nipply.
Okay, well, we're just going to start our live right now real quick.
We just started a live.
Say hello.
Hello, everyone watching.
Sorry, my voice is gone. Let's go this way.
I was going to say, do you want to get in the light?
So, just wanted to pop in real quick and say hello to everybody.
Hello,
We are in Zoar, Ohio, and we were just inside
We got our first like.
the Zoar Hotel.
Thumbs up to that guy who gave us our first like.
Let's go this way so we can see some light here.
Hi.
There you go.
This is the first comment.
And Megan had her Ovilus out, and I'm old, and captured some things that I think are very interesting. For those of you who don't know, she's got an app on her phone that allows her to capture some electronic voice phenomena. And why don't you tell them what you saw, since
Hi,
you can talk, I can't.
So pretty much like the second I stepped through the threshold, the second I stepped through the door, it said, leave now. So I was like, uh-oh. It was tempting. I didn't though. And then I went to the right side and there's this big empty room.
Hi, Vicky. Alaska.
Oh, Alaska, that's sick.
Hey, I want to be in the snow.
But yeah, there's this big room right next to me. And it was really empty. It just had like this table with a few things on it. And then there's this door and a window and whatever. And almost every time I was in the main room that like the person was talking to us, I was getting practically nothing. And then the second I would stick my hand in the room next to me, I was getting stuff like crazy. And at one, like, it continuously was like, hey, leave, get out, you're not safe, leave, bye-bye. And I was like, I don't like this. But at one point, sorry, at one point, the person was talking about...
She's very excited. She can't even talk.
And I'm sorry I haven't been in his videos recently. It's just that he's been going on some adventures without me.
It's all my fault.
Yeah.
Okay, what were you saying?
Okay, so when we only stayed in the main room, and the man started talking about how they're trying to capture like a silhouette on the stairs. So I moved my thing to the stairs, and it says hiding, and I was like, oh, you're hiding. Oh, okay. But like then I'd stick my hand back in here, and it'd be like purgatory, and I was like, I don't like that word. that's not a word I like, but
So for those of you who don't know where we are, see if you can barely see the hotel in the background there. Zoar, Ohio was a communal separatist society back in the 1800s. And that hotel used to be twice as big as it is now. And many people have stayed there over the years. It's basically in ruin at this point. Only the spirits reside in that hotel. William McKinley stayed in that hotel, and it's rumored that his mistress stayed in that hotel as well. But we are at the lantern tour of Zoar for Halloween, and we go in there, and Megan opens her Ovilus device on her phone and starts getting some really crazy voice phenomena. What else did you get?
So there was one point where it said smile, so I smiled, and then it said children. So I look over at Bubba, and he's smiling. And the second he sees what it says,
Also,
his
we
face
didn't
goes...
capture any deaths.
Yeah, and we don't know if anybody died there.
Yeah, I don't know.
People die in hotels all the time, so maybe. We'll see.
It also said roof. So I was like looking at the roof, I'm like, did something happen up there? But I mean, there's like a light thing happening up on the roof.
Yeah,
So.
there's a light show happening up there, that's for sure.
She hurt me.
Oh, yeah.
She hurt me and buried.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was just saying some really strange things, like she hurt me, and then it said buried more than once. So I was like, oh, I don't like that. And then but like I said, it kept saying like leave, get out, harm, you're not safe, like leave. And I was like, homie, I'm on a tour. I can't just go. And then it was like, visit me. And I was like, maybe. I was like,
So when we went on, we weren't just at the hotel. We toured a lot of historic buildings here in the town, and we were at the bakery
yes.
earlier tonight.
Yes.
And the docent who was in the bakery was telling us about, what life was like in the bakery, and then some of the spooky things that would happen in the bakery. And Frank.
Yeah.
So the male spirit, his name is Frank, is said to haunt the back rooms of the bakery, and he makes himself known by opening and closing, slamming doors and stuff. She is in the middle of talking to us. Now, mind you, there's probably 12 of us in this room,
Yeah.
and just her, and we are all in just one room.
And then, slam! We heard it.
In the baking room.
Yeah, in the baking room.
Yeah.
So in the room behind us, all of a sudden you heard, it was almost a pound.
Yeah, it was loud.
It was very loud, and many people in the group,
Yeah.
and people turning around, and one person from the group actually walked back to that room
And start taking pictures.
and started taking pictures, and then apologized and said, "We're very sorry if we interrupted
you.
you or upset you or anything like that." So that was the first time I'd really had anything paranormal happen to me here in this community. We were here last year and did the tour and also did a video, and you can see all that just on the page, the history of Zoar and the ghost tales and stuff like that. But that was the first time we ever had a real interaction that really spooked me, that's for sure. Anything else?
There's actually something that happened to me in the bakery that I didn't tell anybody about. Because I was just feeling I was like, no, like trying to rationalize it, obviously, because that's what you do in those situations. You try and rationalize it. And so I was near the like cashier table, and behind me is a closed door, which just had like aprons and stuff on it. And I was like, okay, cool. And I had my back to it the whole time, but we were standing there, and she started talking about, all the happenings and whatnot, and I heard scratching behind me.
No.
I did. I heard scratch, like nails going down the door.
No, you did not.
And I was like,
No.
okay, maybe, because she didn't say anything about scratching or anything like that. So I was like, okay, maybe it's just in my head. So then the bang happens, and I'm like, oh, that was creepy. Okay. And then we're going to leave, and I turn around, and the door is open. It was not open when I stood there. So
Megan, are you still doing your true crime channel?
I will be. I'm doing some research now on a few different topics. So I've just been, it's been a rough year for our family, especially me mentally and emotionally. So that's why I haven't been doing a lot of true crime, because that stuff messes with your head more than you think it does when you research it. But
And I've been comforting her.
He has.
Randy,
Randy.
see you in a couple of weeks, buddy.
Yeah.
See you in a couple weeks.
But yeah, I'm gonna try and get some videos down and out to you guys, because
Boo.
I love you.
Boom.
But yeah, that was creepy. I didn't like that, because the door was closed
It was.
when I went
was
in. Yeah.
standing next to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was a point where I was actually going to tell you, hey, don't step back. There's a door behind you.
Comments.
Yeah.
Now that
And
uh,
there's 20 people.
good grief.
Yeah.
I had no idea you had scratching.
Yeah, I heard it was down the door, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna see if she says anything about scratching, and then she didn't. So I was like, ooh. Oh, but yeah, I turned around, the door was cracked open, and I was like, you weren't like that before. You were not. So
Randy, we're
Ghost
not ghost hunting tonight. We were just on a lantern tour of Zoar, much like we did last year.
It was
Wanted
fun.
to take Curious History Mima, because it was her birthday, and she was an invalid for a long time.
Yeah.
So a hip replacement did wonders for her.
yes.
So wanted to get her out and about and see things and experience some of the things that Little John and I experienced. And aside from it being kind of oppressively cold tonight.
Makes sense.
It was
Good brother Bubba.
it was a pretty good tour. It was longer than last year.
Yeah, it was really good.
And then to have the bakery, the thumping and all that, and then the EVPs at the hotel.
Yeah, that was
We
crazy.
weren't ghost hunting,
No.
but we've certainly found them.
Yeah.
That's for sure. So
They found us.
yeah,
Yeah, because in the hotel, with that room to my right, like the entire right side of me was ice cold. The rest of me was not. Like it was decently
Yeah,
warm
'cause
in
it
there
was
because of all
warmer
the
in
all the
there.
yeah because of all the people, the bodies. So, just the entire right side of me was frozen. And I was like, okay, you're like right in my face. Like,
so the interesting thing about that room she's talking about is back in the early 1970s, the hotel was closed and abandoned, and there were two teenage boys who were standing on the outside of the building looking into that room. And they saw a man sweeping the floor, but they could kind of see through him a little bit. And again, an abandoned building. And they were both kind of shocked to see a man sweeping the floor in that building. So they kind of turned and looked to each other, and then they looked back in the window, and the man was standing right up against the window, looking at them. And real quick, the boys reached in their pockets for their Instamatic camera and reached back up, and the man was gone. So a haunted room for sure, and it's just odd that that's the room that you were capturing
yeah.
all of your EVPs in.
Yeah, it was literally just that room. And at one point it was like to your left. So I like turned the camera to the left because I was like, hello. But I
Bubba
didn't.
was to your left.
Yeah, because Bubba was to my left. So I was like, am I, like, I don't think I saw anything, but like, oh my God, there's this door that leads to like somewhere else in the right room. And I was just like, that it was giving me vibes.
Yeah.
And I
And
was
there
like,
were holes in the wall over there.
yeah.
Too, that was creepy.
And it kept saying like, peeking, I see you. And I was like, I don't like this game.
Fascinating evidence. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Very fascinating. Okay, well, the other group is coming out of their tour, and we're cold, and it's time for us to go home. So I wanted to pop in and say hi. New video drops tomorrow. Yes, new video drops tomorrow.
Maybe we can still keep this live stream
the
up
haunt-
while it lasted.
The Hauntings of Hale Farm. You'll see that tomorrow. So we had a good time there, and a lot of ghost stories there too. So, okay, thanks for joining us on this live, folks. Hope you're all well.
Sorry
And
it was short.
that's
We just
okay.
really have to
We're
go.
okay. We gotta go, and we'll see you next time as we explore more curious history.
Bye.
Take care.
Take care.